All right, then cool. All right, okay. All right, good enough, basically. How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Congratulations. All right, so everybody's in the house. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Insta. No, I'm not. I'm on YouTube. That's right, YouTube, my primary platform. What's going on, people? Yo, let me give you a nice, warm welcoming to everybody who's tuning in. My people from Patreon, the people that keep the lights on in the Tim Black Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yes, it's going to be a hot show, guys, because we've got a lot to announce. But first, let me give my props to Buck Bewley, which is my moderator. Thank you, Buck. My brother. Yo. Look, man, I also got my Tim Black Wolfpack in the house. Give it up for those people that support the show, have been doing so for quite some time. I got some new, some old, but all are welcome. Let me get this banner up on the board, Johnson. Here we go. There we go. We are set. Okay, so what we do every show, guys, is we try to get us up to 500 likes per show. So if you're tuned in and you're like, hey, I already know what to expect, some butt kicking, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and hit the like button now. Or, I'll remind you in another 15 minutes. Yo, so if you're new to the show, let me tell you what you expect. This is a U.S. politics show. We do U.S. politics, breaking news, and Black culture. I do my best to put all three of those into every show. So that's what we got going on. That's what we're doing. And considering the fact that we got this thing called an election coming up. You may have heard of it. That's going to be our primary focus right now. So let me see who's in the chat, man. Is everybody buttoned up and ready to go? Did you dress up or what? Who's not wearing any pants? What's going on here? Jacqueline Fuller. What's up, Jacqueline? Thank you for tuning in. Jacqueline's a member as well as a man called David, the town I live in. Tobias in the house, among friends in the house. I appreciate y'all. My members. I remember my members. What's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning in. Robert Dalton, DeAndre, Bill Vick. That one brother. That one brother out of Oakland. Oakland's in the house, y'all. FBA. Mike Lewis is already on top of it. Mike saying, what's up? What's up, Mike? What's up, fam? Bill Brummer, my man. We all right? Lazarus. What's up, Lazarus Thickland? Good to see you, fam. Daughters of Zion, 80. What up? Good to have you, Daughters of Zion. Black Mamba's in the house. Black Mamba, the one and only. Thank you for tuning in. Marvin Shav. No, it's not Obama. It's vodka. Go home. Aaron Roberts, what's up, fam? Andre Haley. Did I get Bill Vick up in here? I don't know. John Hill, what's up, John Hill? What's up, Catacombs? Yo, what's up, everybody? Andre Mobley. Arkithia Terrell. Okay. Arkithia Terrell that's too much, man. Arkithia says, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something for black men. But in reality, she won't do anything. Same old time stuff. Arkithia Terrell starting early, swinging hard early off in the show. I appreciate you. And of course, the rest of the crew's tuned in as well, man. Thank y'all for being here. Wow. One thing about the Tim Black Show community, man, is we got a lot of spirit. Man. People going to speak their mind, and I love it, man. That's what the platform's for, fam. I want to say what's up to my people on Facebook and Twitter. Twitter heads, Facebook heads. Look, here's the deal. I need you to come on over to the YouTube channel and hit the like button. Because the YouTube's algorithm is what I need to be in my favor. Now, it's no secret, man. Most of the people that view my show view it on YouTube. So that's why I need to make the most impact. So I understand if you're used to being wherever you are. If you're on Twitter, you like being on Twitter. You wouldn't be on Twitter if you didn't like it. Same thing with Facebook. But if you rock with your boy Tim Black, your Uncle Tim Black, come on over to YouTube, hit the like button, let the algorithm know, yo, this is my people right here. I'd appreciate it. All right, guys. So look, man, we have ourselves quite a conundrum. Okay, we have ourselves quite a conundrum because we have to bring people up to speed that may not necessarily be up to speed on what's going on with the Democratic Party. So this show will serve as a primer for political advancement, political knowledge, and political reality checks. So I hope that you enjoy this show, but also, if you enjoy it, I hope you share it, because this one, my friends, will be one for the books. Because what's at stake is so important, y'all. We can't afford to have people not knowing what's going on. Because one of the beautiful things about having social media is that, we get to tune in together and chop it up. We also got some people that have no clue what's happening. And they're just using their platform to say any old type of craziness. Though I support that, I gotta check that. I support it, gotta check it. So we're gonna get into that, man. What we have now, I think we're ready for the show, frankly. Yeah, I think we're ready for the show, fam. Let me do my last minute thing. Here we go. There we go. There's my thing here. I got a couple things on the list here, just to let you know. People are having a meltdown. A couple people had a meltdown. A couple of folks came out directly for black men, just coming at us hard, man. So we got to deal with that. Some updates with Kamala Harris, her Fox News interview. She's agreed to one. We're going to talk about that. Yo, I think we're going to have to start off here, though, because this sets the table. Let's set the table up so people know what time it is. That makes sense? Part of what I've been trying to do is bring people up to speed and let them know what's happening, because right now they got to be stunned. I'm seeing a good amount of black women online losing their damn minds because they didn't have any idea what reality was. So they've been watching MSNBC, CNN, and other Democratic-friendly or Democratic straight-out owned networks lied to them for the last couple months. Yeah, there's been this going lie. There's been this going lie. I'm going to need this earlier than I thought, but. So they've been telling people that Kamala was kicking ass. Yeah, they've been telling them that. And that ain't been true. Okay? Nah, that ain't even been close to true. They've been telling them that Kamala was kicking ass and they had nothing to worry about, and this thing was locked away. Basically, what they've been doing is using you for viewership. Yeah, that's what they were doing. They were playing with your emotions because they knew you tune in and things would look good for them and they'd make more money. They also knew that this was going to come. When I say this, what I mean is reality. The numbers. Math. They knew it was going to come. And they also knew they'd make money on that side too. It's called the media game, Johnson. But see, a lot of y'all weren't prepared for it. Here goes the new numbers. The numbers that we always knew were there. Okay, about the campaign, about Trump versus Kamala. Let's do it. Let's run the tape, Johnson.
Again, this is a black margin among black women. Look, there's a trend line that I never noticed before and make me go, whoa. This is one of them, all right? This is the Democratic margin among black men under the age of 45 in presidential elections. You go back to November of 2012, what do you see? You see Obama by 81. Clinton only won him by 63. Then we're all the way down to Biden last time around by 53. A tremendous drop already. And then you take a look at the average of the most recent polls, and Kamala Harris is up by only 41 points. That is about half the margin that Obama won them by back in November of 2012. And this, I think, is, you know, when Barack Obama goes in last week when he was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, essentially talking to young black men, he made it seem like it was a Kamala Harris specific problem. This is part of a long-standing trend of young black men moving away from the Democratic Party, and Kamala Harris is just the latest to face that magnitude of younger black men going towards the Republicans.
Now, pause. Pause. Do you think these numbers are new numbers? Do you think these numbers are new numbers? Do you think that the networks had access to these numbers before this morning at 5:37 a.m. or 8:37 a.m. on CNN? If you said you knew they had those numbers, or that, yeah, Tim, I believe they had those numbers before this morning, you win a clap. Yeah. You also win bragging rights. Yeah, because see, this is not a new thing at all. I talked about this yesterday before this video came out. This video came out this morning. Last night's show, I told you what's happening with the Democratic Party didn't start with Kamala. This is why I said them running Kamala has been fool's gold. They're playing with your emotions, black women. See, black women think the Democrats don't like black men, and they don't. But they really don't like you. They got you excited for nothing. They got you all pumped up for nothing. They got you arguing with your husband, talking slick to your sister or your brothers, your cousins, pissed off at work, even sleeping with your fist balled up. Thinking that Kamala had a shot at this in the cruel, mean world, don't love black women, so they ain't trying to rock with her. That's not even it, fam. Look at the numbers. The guy's not lying. It's been this way since Obama. Every Democratic primary winner or every Democratic nominee did less and less with the black community because the black community is going this way with the Democrats. The black community is tired of the Democrats. I said that last night. Who was here for the show last night? I gave you a metaphor. I said the black community, the support for the Democratic Party is like a beach. And the waters that are rushing up on the beach are discontent, unhappiness, failed promises, straight up disrespect, lack of focus for us. And those waters are washing up onto the beach of supportive black voters for the Democratic Party, and they wash over the beach. And every time it does that, every time the frustration, the anger, the disappointment hits the beach, a little bit of the sand washes away. And when I say sand, I mean black voters that are supporting the Democratic Party. It wasn't one person's fault. How can I say this, folks? Kamala Harris is not built to be an electrifying candidate. She's not an electrifying candidate. She's not equipped to do the job that she's being poised to do or focused to do. This ain't for her to do. In fact, I don't think there's a candidate on earth that can do this. Obama couldn't do it. I put out a survey and I said, hey guys, if Obama ran again, would you vote for him? Overwhelmingly, people were like, hell no. Some people even got pissed off at me even asking. I had to defend myself even asking the question. Yo, I'm not asking you because I want you to. He can't run, goofy. I'm asking if you could go back in time and vote for him now, knowing what you know now, would you vote for him? Brothers and sisters was like, nah. Like 90% of the responders like, nah. Now I know I attract an audience that's pretty much anti-democratic. I understand that. But still, that's Barack Obama. That's the guy. The first blackish president. the numbers ain't looking good for the Democrats. They haven't been looking good for the Democrats for some time because without the black vote, they will never win another election unless they do something else, unless they manufacture a new voting base, unless they could bring more people in to vote. Is it, are the lights turning on? Do you think the Democrats are happy that the numbers look this way? Obama with 80% of the black vote. Hillary with 63, I'm sorry, not 81%, but a margin of 81%. Okay? Meaning he got like 95, and who was running against him, was it Mitt Romney? Got 5. So this is the margin of amount of voters that they had that were black. So 63, Clinton got 63% more black support than, I don't know, Trump. And she still lost. And now we're looking at Kamala with 41%, 41 points. A 41-point advantage is still not enough. Points, not percentage, points. My bad. What I'm trying to tell you is the handwriting's on the wall that this is going to be a very big, uphill, steep mountain. Like, you're looking at the mountain, and it's like, if you ain't got good knees, don't even think about it. If you ain't in great shape, don't even think about it. And you give this person who did not win a single electoral vote in 2019, who dropped out before Iowa, you give her only 2 months to run. I know they gave her $500 million. She would need another $4 billion, a makeover, and some actual, like, real tangible, like, something. I mean, it can't be done. It can't. There ain't enough black women in America to get Kamala Harris elected. You got to stop naturalizing some Latinos or some people from the southern border and turning them black real quick if you want to even get close. You feel what I'm saying? These numbers are the numbers. It doesn't matter. Look, this ain't about your feelings. This is about the numbers. And that's why I've been saying, I'm not trying to do a victory lap. I'm trying to tell you, I saw this coming. I was on a podcast or a Twitter stream, 36 hours ago. And I was saying they are playing black women and they're playing with their emotions and they're willing to let black women be very disappointed. They're setting them up. This is a setup. You up against the most popular Republican since Reagan, who's won 3 primaries in a row in his own party. And you expect somebody who hasn't won a single election, was given a VP, was given a nomination, in 2019 had to bow out before Iowa. That's the first primary. And you want her to run against him with 2 months? It ain't going to happen. And that's not even knocking. That's not even talking about the gifts, the gaffes, the word salad. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about math in general and what you're up against. Once again, I'm going to ask you, what I'm saying, based on these numbers and what you saw, do you really think it was that hard to uncover? Or do you think they would rather take the viewership, get you pumped up, get you sending money to the Democratic Party, get your feelings all involved, and then make money off of you on the back end as well when the bottom falls out? And then you get desperate and you send more money and you tune in more and you become more invested. It's bad, folks. What I'm telling you, this is bad. Check out this clip. This is Mika Brzezinski. Mika, from the Morning Joe show, she looked like somebody stole her dog.
Offer up all the ideas of what more Harris could be doing in these few remaining days before the election. At the same time, it's actually you, the American voter, who needs to step up. Truly look at the choice before us. Listen to Donald Trump's speeches. Truth over lies, democracy versus fascism, or something like that looks like it. Your interests rather than revenge for Donald Trump's ego. The rule of law versus Donald Trump's lawlessness, kindness versus cruelty. If you are concerned about those things and are worried Harris could very well lose, well, do something. Get to work. As Barack Obama said in Pittsburgh last night, don't just sit back and hope for the best. Vote and help get out the vote. If we care about this experiment called America, the search for a more perfect union that has the possibility of being ever more perfect every day. Don't despair. Don't be discouraged. I mean, you can be, but don't just be. Don't just criticize. And women, I'm talking to you because this is about getting back our 50 years of rights so our daughters can be safe at the doctor. We know better. We know better than to wait for someone else to get this job done. We're women. We always come through for each other. So let's not miss this opportunity to step up for women, for families across the United States of America. And if you're frightened by the option of Donald Trump, don't just talk about all the things you think the Harris camp is doing wrong. Get to work. I know women will. Lauren Leader, you're one. So sure.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah, they shaking in their boots. They worried. They have a reason to be worried. In fact, hell, they got a reason to just call it a day. Yeah, at some point, man. Now, I don't expect them to buy it. I don't expect them to bow out. I don't expect anybody to wave the white flag. But Jesus Christ, Mika, you could have been a little bit harder on your girlfriends, particularly white women. Yeah, I mean, if you get every white woman to leave Trump, maybe then you got sort of a chance. But look at the way she's talking. She's not talking to white women the way Obama talked to black men. Nope. She's talking kind of polite. Like, oh, you know, you women, you know, we stick up for each other. You know, we'll work together. She's not saying, hey, you got to go, because she knows white women have a choice, and they're going to make their choice. And if you push too hard, you ain't going to do nothing but bring numbers down. But here's the other thing. When it comes to the black vote, when it comes to black men in general, on this election, like I stated, it's not just Kamala. It's all of them. Look, man, Obama got in there. There was expectations of what this office was going to do. Of course, it was unrealistic. They didn't see how much of a sellout he was until it was too late. And then when they realized it, numbers went down. I wish they included what 2008 was and showed a drop-off from 2008 to 2012. There was a considerable drop-off, okay? But if they did that, it would really be an indictment on Obama even more so. If they would show what it was from Bush to Obama, and then after Obama, you see what the real problem was. See, for so long, and this is just my theory, right? But it's cooked in the numbers. For so long, black Americans wondered what it would be like if we had a president that went in there and went to bat for us. You know, they went in there. Someone who looked like us, who fought for us and had an affinity for us and was one of us and was not going to sell us out, who got in there and did the thing. And we got one. He pretended to be that guy. He pretended to be steeped in black culture, and he was rolling with a black pastor. You remember this? I do. He did all the song and dance. He even was into hip hop. He was using hip hop lyrics on a stump. He did all those things. And then he got in there and he treated us like we were lame cousins. He called us names like Pookie. Called us lazy. He said we wanted a handout when we wanted policy. And he didn't say that to anybody else. And folks, the die was cast. A lot of black Americans started turning their back. They said, you know what? Never again. I won't fall for that shit again. I know in 2016, I voted for Dr. Jill Stein. I didn't even know who Dr. Jill Stein was until the middle of 2015. But I knew I wasn't going to vote for Obama, and I knew I wasn't going to vote, well, I knew I was not going to vote for Hillary Clinton or another Democrat. And I haven't voted for another Democrat since. And if I wasn't voting for Dr. Jill Stein, I probably wouldn't have voted. Because that's how ticked off I was after what Obama did. He got our hopes up high. We believed in the politician. We believed the Democrats were going the right way, and they went the wrong way, and that was it. What I'm saying is, now that Kamala Harris is trying to get black voters, she don't have the time, she don't have the policy, she doesn't have the vision, she doesn't have the momentum, she doesn't have anything to get that done. And most of all, she doesn't have the trust. Now, in order for her to be trying to do this, she should have started doing this 3 years ago. 3 years ago, she should have started making inroads to black people. I'm not saying it was impossible, but it needs to happen 3 years ago. 3 years ago, when she was first VP, she could have started creating this dialogue, not with D.L. Hughley and Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey, with voters. Not with the Negro whisperers that she thought had the ear of the black community, but with actual black community. Yeah, she could have used that bully pulpit to talk to us directly and make an impact, but she didn't. And that's on her. She's no victim in this. She was in the second highest seat of the land. One breath away, one heartbeat away from president. She sat. I know you want to make excuses for her, friends of Kamala Harris, but she was there, and she is still there. She's still vice president of the United States. And what has she done with that office? What has she done? If she was going to run for president, she should have already started running. They all sat and watched Trump campaign since 2020. And what they do, they sat comfortably back, thinking Orange Man evil would be enough. And it's not. So this is where we are. And it's not looking good at all. And I'm here for it. Because I'm only covering politics because I believe we need something for our vote. Black people need something for their vote. Working class, I'm a working class fighter, and I believe we need something for our votes. It's all going to the top, 1%, and nothing's coming down to the bottom, and that's where it needs to be. And that's where our focus is. It doesn't matter who they run. If they don't have a real agenda for us, who cares? But see, these harsh numbers, this harsh reality, is hitting them right in the breadbasket. They ain't ready for it, man. They can't take it. Yeah, they want to still play the blame game. They want to look at us and say it's our fault. Nah, we got to go back time and time and time and time. Go back 3 elections. Is it ever going to be the Democratic Party's fault? Hey, man, they've been failing since Obama. When are they going to accept responsibility? Never in a day. Never, ever, never, ever. Never, never, ever. To show their desperation, there's no limits. Folks, if this makes sense to you, hit the like button, folks. Hit the like button as we move on to the next segment. Because I got receipts on everything I'm talking about. Receipts galore, receipts coming out everywhere. It's flowing all around. There's a bunch of receipts. Hit the like button. Let the algorithm know that you like the show, that you like what we're putting down, that it makes sense to you. You said, hey, this Milk Dud dude, Tim Black, all right, I can rock with this guy. He seems like a real one, because I am. How we looking, Buck? We doing okay? Okay. Let's go to this. What we've been seeing is a heightened level of disrespect. The frustration, the sheer frustration that Black Americans will be standing up to the Democratic Party. It don't sit right. It don't sit right with the handlers. Yeah, the people that are supposed to corral us. See, they're the ones with their jobs on the line. They're the ones who need to earn their keep. And if you can't keep Black people safely on the plantation, what good are you? Yeah, like right now we got these sycophants, these shields fighting for their own survival. Because they see the handwriting on the wall and, hey, if your only purpose is to keep the Democratic Party viable with the Black community, and if the Black community is leaving, who needs you? Yeah, who needs you? Who needs you around if you can't get it done for us? Take this clip I'm about to show you. This is The View. This is Sunny Hostin insulting black people on a level, folks. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best to keep it a little clean, but it's gonna be hard. Because this heifer, she out of line, Jack.
Harris has been running a flawless campaign, and that's why. Look, I think that Kamala Harris has been running a flawless campaign, and that.
First of all, there's no such thing as flawless campaign. That don't exist. Nothing's flawless. Maybe Kobe's 83-point game. That was maybe that was flawless. But I bet if he was here, he'd say it wasn't flawless. He could have did this one thing better. You know, maybe some of those Mike Tyson early knockout rounds. Though I was ticked because, you know, I wanted to see the fight last longer than 30 seconds. We spent money on pay-per-view and that's it. But maybe Mike would say it was flawless, or maybe he thought it was flawless back then. Maybe he thought he could have hit the guy harder and knocked him out of the ring. Literally. So the term flawless that Sonny's using don't make damn sense, do it? Particularly if you've been paying any attention to the campaign that Kamala Harris has been running, flawless would not be a word that would be associated with this. Nothing about the Kamala Harris campaign has been flawless. So that's where she starts off. That's the first sentence. Lies. And she did say she felt it was flawless. Okay. Now we know you got horrible taste and that you are a very biased, phony shield. But we already knew that. Let's keep going.
That's why she raised billions of dollars, $1 billion.
No, she didn't raise billions of dollars. Biden did. She inherited most of that money that she got. And she got that money not because she had a great campaign. She got the money when she announced. Meaning she did not raise it as she was campaigning. I know she got almost $500 million just by stepping onto the mat. But see, Sonny wants to continue to lie. Because if you don't continue to lie, well, somebody might hold Kamala, her good friend, accountable. But now, for the record, folks, Kamala didn't run such a great race that they just gave her $1 billion. That ain't what happened. Biden had money socked away. It was under Biden and Harris because they were a team. Till they stabbed him in the back, got rid of his ass. Be that as it may, Sonny's lying. That's 2.
I think it's because of the momentum that she has. I think it's because people believe.
She just said Kamala has momentum. She said this today. This is a today's broadcast. She said today. You just saw the numbers. That's just for black people. I got numbers with the overall polls that show Trump is up like 1, which is like 4 or 5 because Trump underperforms. I'm going to prove that to you in a minute. But she's still lying to people saying Kamala has momentum. The only momentum she has is like someone who lost their brakes. You ever see one of those trucks lose their brakes as they're coming down a hill? One of those tractor trailers? Yeah, that's the kind of momentum. And maybe I'll agree if that's the way you're framing it. Racing towards a crashing death, a burning death, maybe? Is that what you want to call it? Is that what you mean? Or got to run into one of those lanes that are built for you to crash without imploding? I don't get where she's going, but that's 3. That's 3 lies in 40 seconds. Or 3 untruths. 3 incontrovertible untruths told by Sonny Hostin in less than 40 seconds. Here goes some more.
Believe in her, and I think people are showing that by the amount of money that they're willing to give to the campaign.
No, they've been lied to, folks. Once again, they've been lying to you to put money into the Democratic campaign for coffers. Coffers. Yeah, they've been lying to you to get money out of your pocket, sisters. Brothers, if you're dumb enough to give it, you too. Yeah. They're doing this. They're manipulating you to gain money. They're gonna probably use it for some down ticket stuff because it's going to Act Blue, right? So it's going into the Democratic Party kitty. That's where it's going. If people knew the real numbers, they would not be excited. They would not be throwing good money away for bad money. Why would you do that? She's on a downswing. It's obvious. Everyone knows it. Trump just pulled a hit in battleground states. According to their bogus polls, she was up 5, and that has been wiped away. And Sonny is still going on TV. At the same time, Mika Brzezinski is going on TV, basically doing a death kneel. Already pointing and blaming. Telling people, yeah, you heard what Obama said. You got to get up there and fight. And Sonny's saying, hey, we're good. She's killing it. Who do you believe? You believe Sonny or your lying eyes or your ability to do math? Do you think there's some people that have voted for Trump who, when asked if they're voting for Trump, they might not tell the truth? Yeah, because in our society, there's a peer pressure that says orange man evil. And some people are going to bow to that because they just don't want the drama. I mean, at the end of the day, do you really give a shit if you tell a pollster the truth? But at the end of the day, when you go into the booth, it's between you and God, right?
I think we have the press to blame for a lot of this about, Whoopi.
Look at this, man, folks. Somebody tell Sonny. Tell Sonny, you are the press, dummy. And you are part of the reason why you're in this mess. Because of you. She's talking like it's somebody else who's been lying to black people in America in general. Lying to America for the last 3 months. It's been Sonny Holston. Nobody's been lying more than Whoopi and Sonny. Unless they're totally stupid. So it's one or the other. Are you completely deaf, dim, and slow? Or are you part of it? Yeah, man, you're either part of the setup or you're too stupid to be sitting in that chair. Because these numbers have been here the whole time. I've been covering it the whole time, and I knew it was like 70-30 when it first started. Trump has always been the favorite. Why? Because he's won 3 primaries in a row, and you're putting him up against somebody who's won nothing. She hadn't won anything since she got in the Senate. What was it, 2017? And you put her up against a... Let's keep going, fam. Let's keep going. It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
You always say you don't believe in polls. I'm with you now because I'm reading the press. First it was Kamala's not doing enough press. Then she goes on this huge press tour. She was here with us. I thought she was fantastic.
That's because you're stupid. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to call her stupid. It's because you're a hack, okay? You're a lawyer. You're supposed to be a smart lady, but your common sense IQ is below sea level. I mean, it's like an 808 drum. Boom. Boom. Yo, I don't know if you watched, your own content back, but Kamala did a horrible job on your show. And you were the one who did it. You asked her the question. You asked your friend Kamala Harris a question I guess you thought she'd be prepared for. Hey, you're running as a change candidate. What would you change about, name one thing you changed that was done under Biden that you plan on doing different? And she said, nothing comes to mind. You do know that turned into a commercial for Trump, right? And you sit here saying she did amazing when she came on this show. No, she didn't. She didn't do amazing. She stunk the place up. And you helped make it happen by asking her a softball question. You asked her, you're a change candidate. You keep talking about changing the direction of the country. What is one thing you would change? And she said nothing. And started talking about how bad Trump was. Only problem is Trump ain't been president. And Trump ain't vice president. Trump is not president and Trump is not vice president. She's vice president. How could that be considered doing a good job? Not being prepared for that basic question.
It was energetic. The crowd went wild. It was electric. CNN.
They're paid to be there. They're happy to be there. You give them free gifts. You got somebody walking around. Guys, if you ever, I've been on a show before like this. I did the Dr. Phil show back in 2016 or 2015 or I don't know what it was. 2015, I don't know, 2014. There's people, there's stuff. They tell you what to do. There's a crowd warmer-upper person. There's people saying now it's time to, it's applause signs and shit. Anything you see done on this show is done because it's an orchestrated event. It's a show. Shows don't just go seat of the pants and see what happens, goofy. It's all planned out. And she's talking like people don't know this. I mean, I'm sure many of you have to figure that they would not risk everything having the audience turn on the vice president. Like they have to have like order to the broadcast or to the recorded broadcast, right? So now the audience clapping does not mean anything. It means that audience clapped. Doesn't even mean the audience meant it. Half the people clapping, or at least the people that the cameras hit, are models that are paid to be there to do like this. I know, because there was some sitting behind me when I was on the Dr. Phil show. So Sonny's been lying. She is, I don't know, she got like 4 Pinocchios in like no time at all. I mean, this is amazing what she's doing here. But it's not effective unless you are totally an MSNBC or a ABC demented person who's brainwashed, who's only been fed this stuff. And look, man, it happens to the best people. They listen to this stuff, they believe it. They think, oh, I've been watching Whoopi for years. I've been watching Sonny for years. The View's been on for 20-something years. You believe them. And that was your first mistake. Because they are propagandists. They work for the network. And the network is to be with the Democratic Party. It is what it is.
Democrats grow anxious. Axios, blue wall blues. Fox, Dems are scared to death. No, Dems are not scared to death.
Dems know they're dying, though. They see it if they're paying attention. Hey, Dems, you should be afraid. You know, you should be. This is not going to end well.
Dems are pumped. What I would like the press to...
Dems are punked. Punked, maybe, not pumped. Punked, like Ashton Kutcher. Punked. They're being punked. In fact, you're punking everyone who watches you. All your viewers are being punked as you tell these big, bold-faced lies, humongous whoppers that you're telling people that everything's fine. You're still telling them that. You're still telling them that? With these numbers, baby? Man, somebody should be throwing eggs. I can't believe, see, this is a real audience. Somebody hit her with an egg or a tomato. Maybe even a nowhere near ripe avocado. This, folks, is water balloon. And hold the water. We'll use another liquid. You hear what I'm saying? Because this right here is pathetic.
To talk a little bit more about is Trump is in hiding. He didn't do the 60 Minutes interview. He does not want to do another debate. He's in mental decline. Obama's speech was captivating in Pittsburgh, yet instead of talking about that, we're talking about what he said before the speech to black men.
Obama messed up. Obama messed up. You know what? I'm not even positive he didn't mean to mess up. Like he's been around for a while. I mean, I know he's cocky and his book was The Audacity of Hope, or maybe he has the audacity to think he can say anything he wants. But it didn't work. And Trump is not hiding, he's cruising. See, you don't know what cruising looks like. When you're cruising, you take your hands off the wheel, you lean back, you get yourself a nice glass of lemonade, kick your shoes off, you put on a soft slipper. Ain't that right, Obama? And you just chill out. Why would he want to go and debate Kamala and give her free coverage? Why would he want to do that? See, this is proving my point, folks. He's up. It's working. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Kamala needs Trump to go against her again and do another debate. Kamala needs him to go make a mistake and say something. And if he's given a mic, he probably will, because that's what Trump does. And those will be called unforced errors. The best thing Trump can do, folks, frankly, is be quiet. There's a saying, I forget how it goes verbatim, but it's when your competition is screwing up, don't interrupt them. Yeah, don't interrupt them. Let them continue to screw it up. Don't go adding in. Yeah, man. If you have any doubts that what I'm saying is true, think about the logic. If Trump was down, wouldn't he want him to have another round? The fact it's Kamala who wants another round. The fact it's Sonny crying these crocodile tears. This is a Braveheart speech. She up here giving a Braveheart soliloquy. This rivals any given Sunday. If I'm ever going to have any life left, I fight for that inch. I fight for it. Next to you is a guy who's willing to die too. Listen to the Democrats. Oh, Kamala. She should fight for it. Go out with a bang. I done wasted every bit of my election money. All that money spent, I blew it on cheap advertising, bad, horrible surrogates, and lame support staff. It's a shame, Johnson. It really is.
I think that the media has to do a much better job than what they're doing.
Hey, that's right. Thank you, MRC Newsbusters, for this clip. Yeah, that's right. Blame the media. Blame the media. I used to do that. I did that back in the day. I did that. I blamed the media. But it was also the Democratic Party that was against my guy at the time. And the Democratic Party is corrupt and it will do things. But Kamala can't say that. She can't say the Democratic machine didn't want her. Nah, the media will fall in line as long as it's a viable thing to do. Like the media will go along with you as long as they're making money, as long as it makes sense. Then they'll pivot a little bit to make money on the other side, then pivot back. That's what the media does. It doesn't make money staying one way. But the bottom line is the Democratic Party has not turned against Kamala, or she'd be toast, or there'd be stories popping up all around. More people will be talking about her affairs. They'd be talking about, was Montel Williams married when he was dating her? Was Willie Brown married when they were dating Kamala? You got actual footage of Miss Kamala Harris, VP Harris, making out with an older guy, a married older guy. And no one's brought it up. That's got to be at least half as bad as Trump sleeping with a porn star. But I guess not. So don't tell me the press has hung her out to dry, or that story would be everywhere. Because I don't think everyone knows about it. It should. Yo. Another proving, okay. First, let me do this. Guys, look. This show is brought to you by the Tim Black Show and my Patreon supporters who support this show. Hit the like button if you like the show. If you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, come on over. Hit the like button. Let the algorithm know Tim Black's got his stride. I like the show. Go, Tim Black. Do it. Support independent media that's calling it out straight. Become a member of the Tim Black Show by going to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. Patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. I almost feel bad about Kamala Harris and her demise. I said almost, because I remember all the slick talking she did. So that's going to hold me back. But I almost feel, you know what it is? I almost feel bad for the people that support her, who are good people, who are just people that want to see black women get ahead, who want black women to crush that last glass ceiling. But at the end of the day, if she were to go through the glass ceiling, if she really doesn't have an agenda that's going to help you, what's the point? Yeah, it's not like you're going to get equity in Apple because she crashed the glass ceiling. It's not like you're going to get advanced or your kids are going to get advanced because she cracked the glass ceiling. In fact, given as though she's such a warmongering, greedy warmonger, she'll probably just send your sons to war. Wouldn't that be a slap in the face? You jump up and down about hopefully getting the first female president of color, and what does she do? Send your kids to war. Would you clap then? That's why policy matters. But be that as it may, check this out. Kamala Harris has agreed to go on Fox for an interview. Yeah, that's like supposed to be a big thing. She's going to go on Fox. Woo! Yay! To me, all it says is that she's desperate. I mean, she's interviewing with Brett Baier. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. But he's one of the guys that gives the softer interviews to the Democrats. He's like a former Democrat, isn't he? VP Kamala Harris will sit down with Fox News Channel's chief political anchor Brett Baier for an interview on Wednesday in Pennsylvania. This will be her first formal interview on Fox. People say this means she's courageous. I say, wow, courageous? They say, yeah, Tim, courageous. I said, that's a weird way to pronounce desperate. Because desperate would be a better adjective to describe why you go on Fox if you're Kamala Harris. Look, guys, it's like this. If she doesn't go on Fox, if she doesn't get in front of more people, she's definitely going to lose. And if she goes on Fox and she gets blown up on the spot, guess what? She's definitely going to lose. But if she goes on Fox and she doesn't get blown up on the spot, she lives to lose, but she might have more of a chance. And that's all they got going for them. It's maybe she's got somewhat of a chance, and the people around her is probably going, yeah, keep me on staff. Let me get the rest of this money before it's over. That's really what it's about. I think people underestimate the amount of people that are employed by Kamala Harris right now. There's a lot of people that are eating off of her. Like Roland Martin. Roland Martin sat down with Kamala Harris for the first time ever. Can you imagine carrying all the water that Roland Martin's carried for the Democratic Party and for Kamala Harris in particular, and finally getting the call 2 minutes before the lights cut on at the club? And then, like, what does that say? It says you suck, Roland. It says they have no respect for you. But I know you don't care because you're just looking at hoping you can get 1 million views out of it. She goes on your show in the Shade Room. Folks, Kamala Harris is doing garbage time. She's got to do anything to any door that will open. Hell, she might even come on the Tim Black Show. Oh, but that's right. I'd ask her at least 10 harsh questions. Roland's not going to do that. He's not going to follow any of them up anyway. So Kamala Harris is going on Fox News. This is supposed to be a big deal. It's a big deal but only if you're able to see a reason of why she's doing it and make that make sense for you. Will it move the needle for her? Are there a bunch of Fox News watchers going, maybe I'll go Kamala? I don't know. I don't think it is, but I'm going to let you make that decision. We're going to watch that video. because Fox News is not as petty as The View and 60 Minutes and a lot of these other networks that have been blocking content. See, they're so afraid of the publicity against Kamala that networks like 60 Minutes, The View, are starting to block their content. We'll see what happens with this particular View clip I used. The last time I used a View clip for Kamala, they hit me with a notice. Same thing with 60 Minutes. Because they don't want the negative coverage of their girl Kamala Harris. Be that as it may. Let it be what it's going to be. At the end of the day, desperate times calls for desperate measures. And that's what you're seeing, folks. Desperate measures. Oh, so Kamala's going on Fox News. She also released her medical records. She's spry for 59. Great. Good to hear it. And now they're saying, oh, where's Trump's? Trump gave his last year. And they're like, hey, he's lost it. He's slow. He's old. And I'm like, wow, it's amazing how quickly the Democratic Party suddenly cares about age. When they were running the oldest president in the history of presidents for a second term, nobody had any concerns. In fact, if you brought up Biden's age, everybody told you how he was better than he's ever been, how he was sharp as a ninja sword. Turns out he was so sharp he had to drop out after getting shellacked in the first debate. But okay, cool. Now they're all bringing attention to Trump's age. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I mean, what else can you do? Like I said, you're desperate. You got to do something. I mean, it may seem hypocritical as hell, because it is. But what else you going to do? Let the guy just beat the hell out of you without putting up some type of resistance? How else you going to justify all the money you took out of hardworking people's pockets to run Kamala to begin with? Kind of hard to justify that, ain't it? So this is where we are, folks. This is what we're up against. I'm going to cover it here, so tune in here at Tim Black Show. Join us here. If you're not a member of the show, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button right now. Become a member of the Tim Black Show. Follow us for new updates, because there's going to be a lot of updates coming. I'm trying to tell you what's going to happen on here. From here on out, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. It's going to be just off the hook. It is garbage time. The Democratic Party will be throwing everything against the wall, including people. They've already started throwing black people against the wall. Started with black men, of course. We can take it. We'll be okay. Folks, the next two segments are very important segments. I hope that you are ready for the real beatdown. All right? Hit the like button if you like the content. Facebook, Twitter, come on over, become a person that likes the content. Hit like on the box. Hit the like thing. Let me have to, I don't want to have to keep telling you, but I gotta have you doing it. We gotta reach 500 likes. It's important to the show. It's the only way they give us any oxygen around here. You think they like me talking smack about Kamala? You think they like me calling out the Democrats? They don't like me doing that. But I gotta do it. It's my destiny. All right. Kamala Harris came out with a black agenda, so to speak, a plan for black men. That's our big story. But before we get to that story, let's talk about her going on the Shade Room, where she talked about Obama. Yeah. I didn't even know the Shade Room had a YouTube channel. I thought they were just on Instagram where they release, degrading minstrel show type graphics. Yeah, they kind of make black people look stupid with their crazy posts. I don't know. Who owns the Shade Room? Is it TD Jakes? I mean, it's really, I don't know. I've heard crazy stuff. I don't know who owns it. But it's like a TMZ without the class. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They're both bad. But what I'm saying is Kamala Harris decided to go on the Shade Room and give them an interview. And let's see what happens. Here goes that question. The question was about what Kamala thought about Obama's question or Obama's comments about black men. Here it goes.
You have a friend. His name is Barack Hussein Obama. You know him?
I do know him. I do.
He recently in Pittsburgh.
President.
President, let's get it right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Obama.
President. President Barack Obama. He
Ow! Ow! Got a little punchy there. With all due respect, yeah, you probably should call him president. But it's just, I guess you could have said it a little lighter, but you know, that's her guy. I know he
recently in Pittsburgh.
President.
Let's get it right.
Yes.
Yeah, President. President Barack Obama. He was campaigning for you in Pittsburgh before some students at the University of Pittsburgh, which is my alma mater. And he said some things that really ruffled some feathers in the news. He said, "It makes me think you aren't just feeling the idea of having a woman as a president. You're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. We have not seen the same kind of energy and turnout in all corners of our neighborhoods and community as we saw when I was running." So when you hear those words, I'm sure you were briefed on the situation. You know, a former Ohio State Senator, Nina Turner, she came out on CNN and said, "Why are you, putting black men up against the wall and pressuring them into something that possibly, they don't want to do if they want to vote for you or not?" So my question to you is, do you think that what President Obama said was the right thing to say?
Let me tell you, I am very proud to have the support of President Obama and that he is out traveling to talk with voters about what is at stake in this election. I'm very proud to have his support. What is also important is, one, to understand, like as I said, I intend to earn the vote of everyone, including black men. Two, pay attention to everything that President Obama talked about, because he also talked about at length the danger of Donald Trump.
Jesus Christ, man. Can we ever answer a question? Can we just answer the question? I gave you grace. I let you go further. I don't want to keep stopping, but Jesus Christ, man. Give me something to react to that has to do with the question that's asked. Kudos to this guy for asking the question, getting in and getting out. Kamala, VP Harris, answer the question.
The danger of Donald Trump in terms of somebody who has said that they would weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies, somebody who has referred to black...
People saying all this stuff, you actually tell us that we don't give her enough credit, that we don't respect her. What's there to respect, man? She can't answer a damn question. Obama made a statement. Everyone's been talking about it for 2 days. It's been everywhere. I've done 3 pieces of content on it myself. I've seen people do 4 and 5 pieces of content on this. And you can't be bothered to answer it? You're still talking about Trump? No. His comment was to black men. Answer the question. How you feel about it?
Immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, legal immigrants, as though they would eat their pets, constantly perpetuating tropes. Remember, Donald Trump, who said in Charlottesville...
Hey guys, I want to save the last episode or the last segment for, bang up. I want to surprise you, but it's hard, man. I mean, do you trust this woman? She can't be trusted to answer a simple question. How can you trust her with legislation to help your family? She doesn't think. People are watching you right now. Does she know that we could see her? VP Harris, we see you. We hear you. We're waiting to hear your answer. Do you agree with Obama? Would you think about it? Give me something except your stump speech. You got to go through your list of things you don't like about Trump. We've all heard it all. We've been hearing all the things you don't like about Trump since 2015. We know. You ran against Trump. You were talking about him in 2019 when you were on the stump. We already know. What do you think about the current news cycle, about Obama at your event at your campaign headquarters in Pennsylvania a few days ago. What are your thoughts about that? People are wondering if it's something wrong with black men because they don't trust her. She can't even be trusted to give a straight answer to anything. The woman is pathetic. She is pathological. She's pathological and Decepticon. She's not even a human being. Human being would have shame at this point. At some point, there has to be a self-preservation bone in her body that says, I don't want to look this horrible every time I'm asked a question. I'm a grown-up. I'm a lawyer. I was an attorney general. I was a prosecutor. I was a senator. I'm a vice president. I should be able to answer a question straight. And even if you disagree with it, you know where I stand. I will respect you enough to level with you, to be honest with you. And I guess that's too much. That's too much to ask of her. And you want to say is something wrong with us? That there's something wrong with me? As a black man because I don't support that? As if I would support that in anyone. As if we will support that out of anyone. As if we would not demand more out of anyone, whether they be male or female. This, folks, is a pathetic display. This person is horrible at her job. She has no cool. Let me go back to it just in case, because I haven't watched this clip.
There are good people on each side. So I think it's really important to focus on the stakes of this election. And there are two choices. Two choices. And I ask everyone to look at the background, look at the work, look at the words, to have a sense of how you then choose to use the power of your vote on Election Day. But there is a very big difference between Donald Trump and how I will be president of the United States. And
is he going to follow this up? Now at this point, young man, this is your opportunity. So she's already confirmed to us that she is garbage, that she will not answer questions, that she is dishonest, that she is a Decepticon, that she is a changer, a chameleon, that she has no backbone, that she will not level with us. She is deceptive, she is deceitful, that she is strategizing, she is scamming, and that she is playing us because she does not want us to really know how she feels about anything at all. But this is your opportunity, young man. This could be your moment. Will you follow up? And so are you.
I cannot impress upon people enough that this is somebody, Donald Trump, who intends to take us backward. Look, this man won't even debate me a second time. He won't even debate me a second time. He didn't do the 60 Minutes interview, which I believe every presidential candidate for president of the United States has done. He will not.
That is pathetic. Young man, she don't care about you, bro. You're collateral damage. I'm telling you, I know I've been in this situation. This was your opportunity. Look, she didn't care about your future. She don't care if you got kids at home, if you got a mother counting on you, if you got a dad who's getting up in age and you need to assist him. She doesn't care at all. She feels it. She senses what she's doing, and she knows this is not good for you. And she's doing it anyway. She just shifted her body weight. I read people when it comes to this now. I'm really good at this. She knows that this will hurt you. And she don't care. Young man, she don't care about you. Millennials, she doesn't care about you. Everything she says is lip service. She's doing, this is what she feels about you. The way she's treating this young man, this is his opportunity. He's interviewing the vice president of the United States, and she's running for the election to be president of the United States. And she won't throw him a bone and answer the question. And she knows he wants to go back. She could see it in his eyes. And what does she do? Start talking again, knowing he's going to catch heat for it. And that his opportunity, gone. Look at her. You can see it in her eyes. She knows.
take up the important responsibility that every presidential candidate has done of showing their medical records. Okay?
Which you
I
just
think
did.
which I have done. Of course I've done it. I have done that. I have challenged him to another debate. I have given up my medical records.
That's it. I'm done. I'm done. Folks, you got to call it the way you see it. It is what it is. She's there because she knew she could be. Let's go to the last segment, folks. All right. Hit the like button. Let's get the algorithm going, guys. Hit the like, get the likes up, get the likes up. Please assist Buck. How we doing? I don't know where we're at. Hope we're around 500. I hope so. Kamala Harris released a report. I call it a black agenda for men. Someone call it a plan for black men to pull ahead, for black men to excel. There's different ways that they try to frame this. And it's got a similar tone as a Black Contract with America, something similar to what Ice Cube came up with, him and his team came up with. And obviously, it's an attempt to shore up the vote or to try to secure the vote, not shore up, to try to win over the vote of black men. That's what it is. That's the better way to articulate it. Because as we know, they don't have the vote. She's up by 40 points on Trump. She should be up by 70. Hillary was up by 60. Biden was up by 53. So she's doing worse than any other Democratic nominee in the history of Democratic nominees, at least since Obama. And I got a feeling she's doing worse than Clinton, too. I mean, if we could go back to the 80s, or the 90s, I'm sorry, 92, 96, 94, 92, I don't know, 90-something. There's a Bush in there somewhere. So here it is. I took time, I went over the so-called plan. The Kamala Harris Black Agenda for Men. And folks, the majority of it, I'm just going to cut to the chase, man. The majority of it was a spilled over mess. It was a cooked over mess meant to distract you and to lull you into some type of belief that, yeah, she's responding to you. And this is why I draw a line in the sand. This is why I have to tell you exactly what it is. Anyone making it seem like Kamala Harris came to the table fair-minded, in response, in good faith, those people are carrying water for the Democratic Party. Yes, you too. You too, you're carrying water for the Democratic Party. Because if you read over this, if you read over this agenda, maybe if you say, Tim, I didn't read the agenda, Tim. I didn't take a look at the agenda. I just saw that she did it. Well, you're going to have to use that talking point because that's the only way that you're going to avoid this smoke. Because this thing that she did, this, folks, is no agenda. This is sugarcoating. This is a mirage of distraction. This is only one element of this whole thing. And believe me, it's 4,700 words. I took it, I put it into a Word doc. I want to do a word count. 4,700 words. If you take out the parts that are about Project 2025, we're down to 4,000. So it's from 4,700 to 4,000 words once you take out all the Project 2025 and Trump is evil stuff that should not even be in this document. This document should be about what you're going to do for black people, black men particularly, because you're billing it as your proof that you're going to work for black men. So now we're down to 4,000 words. And of those 4,000 words, I found only one policy that had any promise that seemed like you were trying to do anything for black people, specifically black men. And even that policy is open to anyone. Listen, guys, she said she will ensure black men can build wealth and achieve economic success by providing 1 million loans that are fully forgivable up to $20,000 to Black entrepreneurs. And then she drops a bomb. And she says, and others, and others, and others. I want Black people to know that and others is everybody else. And others includes, as Dr. Claude Anderson would say, Eskimos, Native Americans, Latino Americans, everyone else, including white Americans too. It's everybody. She says we're going to give 1 million loans that are fully forgivable to up to $20,000 for Black entrepreneurs and others who have historically faced barriers to starting a new business or growing an existing business. So if you're a white American who's a disabled vet or a veteran, I think you'd qualify. If you are a woman of any color, you would qualify. If you're a Black woman, you double qualify. Here we are. We're right back to it. How is this? How is this something that's supposed to incentivize Black men? See, the whole purpose why Black men need specific incentives is because whenever there's something that's for everybody, we get the least. It doesn't matter what it is. We're at the top of everything bad and at the bottom of everything good, and anything that ever comes out of any administration. Know that, first of all. So this plan is $20,000. The only reason why I say it's the best of all the other offers is because at least it's $20,000. But remember, up to 20 grand. So it could be $500. And once again, you got to compete against everybody else who's trying to get it. Whether they were here, their families have been here 500 years, or if their families got here the day this thing goes into effect. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is, Kamala Harris thinks you're dumb. She thinks you're a moron. She thinks Black men are... She thinks we're idiots. And the people that she's fooled, that are in the media business, the Bakari sellers who retweeted this, who I responded to, basically saying what I'm saying now, which is this applies to anybody in America. Anybody who's disenfranchised historically to any extent could apply for this and have grounds to get accepted. And you know it, Bakari. But see, Bakari is not stupid. He knows. He's just a shield. He's protecting his money. See, they already got their reparations. It's called a good job from the Democratic Party. It's called getting consulting fees from the Kamala Harris campaign and the DNC and the Act Blue and all the other organizations that check in or chip in money. So they don't need anything to work for them. And they won't call it out what it is. And Rowland won't call it out. And Bakari Sellers won't call it out. And all the other Democrats won't call it out. And you know what? Anybody that you watch, and I can say this firmly, and I stand on it. Anybody that you watch, any commentator, any political analyst that you watch that has not said something similar to what I'm saying, do yourself a favor and do not trust them. Because when the language, if they can't read the language of Black men and others, if they can't put those two things together in their heads, they're either too stupid to be doing what they're doing or they're in on it. And I'm going with in on it because I don't want to insult people that I think they're smart enough to know how to read. I think they know what others mean. If it says Black men and others, and others are other people, right? That's not Black men and other Black men. No, they would be the same Black men. So basically, you're telling us something that this is for Black men when you know already it's not for Black men and it's not intended to be. I got into a fight with a very known popular person in independent media a few years ago, which really put me on the trajectory that puts me here today. Headed towards 200,000 on my own steam, you know? And part of the reason why we got into an argument is because she said that Bernie Sanders did not need a black agenda. All he needed to do was staple the name black at the top of all his policies. I said that. And I said the person that would say that black people don't deserve an agenda and that you should just be able to write our name at the top of it, of any policy that was for everyone. Because since we're so poor, it'll help us more because we're poor. I said anybody who would do that is not a real black person. And the entire independent media sphere came after me for it. They did their best to destroy me. This is the same thing. This is the exact same thing that she was proposing. Kamala Harris has done the exact same thing that was proposed by those sellout independent media folks who said, hey, we don't need anything special for black people. Just write black on whatever we got. They'll think it's for them. Because it kind of is. But you know what? If you got a lady at home, or if you got a man at home, whoever you got at home, it loves you. But if they ain't for you, if they're with everybody else and you, are they really yours? Are they really for you, or are they for everybody? They for the streets. And I'm trying to tell you, this plan right here, this ain't for black men, this is for the streets. And the streets got Latinos, Native Americans, white people that don't have money, and disabled folks, and LGBTQ people, and everybody else, and of course, all the women that you can find, no matter what demographic, ethnicity, doesn't matter. Basically, everybody except straight white men. And who knows, they probably won't work anyway. So the rest of this thing, man, besides the $20,000, which in essence, like in theory, is great because suddenly someone realized that giving people $50,000 tax, right, about tax deduction is not going to help you start a business. Yeah, because tax deductions don't help you start up. They help you stay afloat, or they help you maybe expand, possibly, but they can't help you start up. You don't get them till you file taxes after you spent the money. Get it? That's what an incentive, a tax-based incentive does. So, yeah, surprisingly, she admits that and says, hey, well, you know what? Since that's the reason, and most people can't start businesses is they don't have cash, here we go. We're going to give 1 million loans so people can have money to start businesses. So in theory, it works. But if you got, I don't know, 5 million people applying for the 1 million loans, and there are people going to be prioritized or whatever, you get it. You get it? All right. She got sitting here about cryptocurrency. She'll make sure owners of investors and digital assets benefit from a regulatory framework. I don't even know what that means, but it doesn't sound like it has much teeth, does it? She talks about expanding access to bank accounts, lending to help black men build wealth. And then she says she's going to work with the private sector. Work with the private sector? How do you work with the private sector exactly? What does that even look like? How can a president enforce anything for the private sector to do? So bogus is what I'm calling. I'm calling bogus. She says she's going to break down unnecessary barriers to employment for black men. How would you do that? How would you break down barriers for employment for black men? And it says here, she will work with Congress to require businesses to limit the use of criminal arrest records. Oh, she's going to work with Congress. Yeah, it's a bunch of working with in this, which is code for ask them, maybe. I mean, if you ain't doing an executive order, if you ain't leaning on people to get it done, if you're not threatening people's jobs, if you're not telling people you're going to vote, you're going to surrogate against them, or you're going to put your people on their asses like Lyndon B. Johnson would do, then what are you even talking about? Working with Congress? Enabling black men and others to profit when company executives profit. She's talking about closing the racial wealth gap. Once again, got to work through Congress. Expanding pathways for black men to good paying jobs. Providing more pathways for black men to become teachers. I like the idea. How are you doing that? What are you going to do for them? How are you going to help them become teachers? I don't see anything specific that she's going to do to get these things done. It's all wish list. I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to ask Congress. I'm going to ask private sector. Ask. There's no demands. There's no executive orders. There's nothing here. There's no, I'm going to allocate money in the budget to do this particular thing. Nothing. It's all a bunch of, I'm going to wish nice things. She basically should say, I'm going to cross my fingers and hope things work out for you after I get in office. I can't find a single thing, guys, that gives me hope. The only thing that I saw that was tangible was the low cost for internet access. And I thought, that's good. But damn it, Johnson, that's not enough. That's a 55-degree day. Ain't nobody barbecuing on a 55-degree day. Yeah, lowering the cost of internet access to $30 for people that are low income, that's a 55-degree day, man. We still got to wear jackets. We ain't breaking out the grill. So this Kamala Harris agenda for black men, this plan to right the ship to help black men pull ahead or be to be more successful, to bridge the gap, to build wealth. It's not even fool's gold. To call it fool's gold would be an overstatement. Nah, man, this ain't fool's gold. This is just a plain old jack move. This is just a lame, this is a slap in the face is what it is. It's an embarrassing attempt to get your vote, just to apply more pressure, to have your girlfriend who won't take time to read it, or to have somebody in your life who won't read over the damn document, just hear a news about it and go, she did all she could do, what's your problem? And at the end, all she's trying to do is cause more rift and more infighting amongst the black community over nothing. Yeah, all she did was come up with a way to get others to pressure black men more without actually tangibly offering anything. And let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. Does anybody trust her to do anything anyway? Charlamagne the God and all the other people that support Kamala Harris, D.L. Hughley, those people are doing well. They know her. It's helped raise their profile. No wonder they're supportive. Roland finally got his interview. He's probably jumping up and down, peeing all over himself with joy. Congratulations, Roland. Now you're rolling in money. But at the end of the day, it's black men. Us real black men. Us black men that are wise enough to know when something ain't right. When we know the mayonnaise is off. We know something's done turned. This beef done turned. We can't cook this. We can't serve this to our families. We know something's wrong about this. It don't look sturdy because it's not. If Kamala Harris was serious about helping black men, if she wanted to show up the black vote, would she really needed her arm twisted? Did she really need her arm twisting by Senator Nina Turner or countless other people that have said similar things? Does she really need Obama to shit the bed for her to come out with this plan? I mean, how much pain did the LGBTQ community have to extend on Obama for Obama to come out with a plan to make gay marriage legal? Did it require the house burning down? Did it require a president to come out and put his foot in his mouth? I mean, what did it take? See, if Kamala was serious about this at all, enough for me to put any stock in it, any faith in it at all. She'd have had to come out with this on her own volition months ago. I mean, hell, she could have been doing these types of events or this type of plan 3 years ago, man. She's been vice president. And it's not like Biden could just get rid of her. You guys stop defending that. She would have, if Biden would have got rid of Kamala, he'd have been slitting his own Achilles. Never in a million years could he have done it. So stop talking as if she was so handicapped like you are at your job with your boss. Nah, she's got a microphone. If anything, she was a threat. At any time, she could have went buck wild and did a tell-all and totally sank Biden's entire administration if she wanted to. She's got an entire staff, man. She's got a corporation behind her. She got her team and he has his team. But if she was serious about this, if this was her goal, if it was her mission to help Black America, she would have been helping Black America. And she hasn't been. So at this time, at this stage of the game, when her back's against the wall, when the numbers are down, and now all of a sudden she pulls up like she means something, and she's gonna jump out and save the day, like she's gonna show you who she really is. Dog, she can't even answer a question on the Shade Room. So look, call me what you want to call me. Say I'm biased. I had the cards stacked against her. You'd be wrong. I'm Black and I live in America. Anything that benefits me, I would say, yeah, that sounds like good. Let's see if she owns up to it. But I can't in good conscience co-sign, support, or even give a kind word to a half-baked plan at the fourth quarter, the bottom of the ninth inning, when your back's against the wall, when you're losing, and then your guy comes out and makes a bad call that puts you further in the crosshairs when it's just announced that you're down probably 5 points to Trump in swing states, and you're going on Fox out of desperation, and you're flailing around blaming Trump for everything from crime in Springfield, Ohio, to the deficit in a presidency he ain't even had when you're the sitting vice president. And now you want to say you're riding for Black America? Here you are, Black man, come home. And another thing, how dare you say Black men can't vote for a white president when you're a so-called Black woman, not only married to a white man, but just made a white man your VP. Yeah, I said it. So that's it, guys. My name is Tim Black, Tim at TimBlackTV.com. Send your hate mail to your mama's house at TimBlackTV.com. Let's go to comments. And if you like this video, hit like. It matters. We got a new member, Javon, the pilot, became a YouTube member. Michael Williams became a YouTube member. Take heed to the message. Thank you for preaching the truth, sir, but thank you, sister, for acknowledging that. Respect, sis. Black Mamba gave me a sticker. DQ says Kamala and Obama managed the October surprise. Yeah, they did. And I think that's all we got, Johnson. But that's okay. I think I did my thing tonight. If you like this content tonight, guys, become a member of the show. Go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. Become a member there or a member on YouTube. It's up to you. I got nothing but love for you. I can only tell you the truth about how I really feel. I can't lie to you. I can't say your dream. It is what it is. Maybe the Democratic Party has to take this L. They'll be okay. It's you and I I'm worried about. We survived slavery, Jim Crow, the Middle Passage, 2 terms of lying-ass Obama. I think we'll survive whatever's coming for us next. We don't die, we multiply. What we don't need to do is throw her a life preserver. Sometimes you deserve to lose. All right, guys. Karen Bellamy gave me a super sticker. Thank you, Karen Bellamy. I appreciate you. How we do, Buck? Did we get to 500, fam? Did we get to 500 likes? I hope so, guys. Twitter, Facebook, come over, say hi. Subscribe to me on YouTube, guys. We're on our way to 200,000. When we get there, I'm giving out mugs. I'm giving out T-shirts. I'm doing the whole thing. And then we're going to do that more often. But only for members. Members get the hookup, guys. So become a member. Buy me a cup of coffee a month, and we good. All right? I got nothing but love for you. Shout out to the Tim Black Wolfpack, the people that keep the lights on. Thank you for being here tonight. If you're new to the place, I hope you enjoyed it. It is what it is. A lot of talking, but I had to put it out there. I don't buy this plan. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool the real people none of the time. In fact, we only fool ourselves. Get what I'm saying? Yeah. Think about it. All right, babe. That's it for me, man. I'm good. I'm good, Buck. And with that, I'll say like I always say, don't let nobody take your cornbread. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't argue with these people. They say, Tim, if they say to you, if they say, look, why don't you support Kamala? What's wrong with you? Don't argue with them. Chances are they've been watching MSNBC. They've been listening to Sonny Houston. They're infected. They think anybody with brown skin is their friend. They may think anyone with a uterus is their sister. They don't get it. Kamala Harris is from another class. She ain't from the working class. She ain't from the hurting class. She ain't from the struggling class. She's from a class of people at this point, regardless of what she says. The class that uses us, that benefits from our suffering, that benefits from our pain, that benefits from our struggle. We don't have to co-sign it. Make her go earn it. All right, guys, that's it. I'm Tim Black. I'll see you on the next one. Wow, now I need to know, where are my ladies at?